Okay, so today, our assignment for week 3 is to discuss what the differences between the two modules were and the TED Talk and what we learned about the TED Talk and what we took away from it. I will have to say, as a communication major, and as someone that has studied a lot about communication, probably the first one was more informative and more of what I personally feel like I could apply to my everyday life, and it also taught me a lot about the I and stuff. I liked how it defined how the video started out by defining communication by being a transfer from information to one person to another. But what a lot of people don't realize, and what this video kind of like went over and really discussed, is communication is not you going into a room and talking. Communication can be nonverbal just like it can be verbal. And your eyes definitely are a big part of communication. 80% of knowledge comes from the human eye. And eyes can also play tricks on us. You can sometimes see things that aren't really there, and you can sometimes, you know, don't see things that aren't there, and your eyes play a huge part of communication and your role in living your life. And I just feel like communication is a lot how the brain processes information, and why I enjoyed the first module so much is you literally cannot live a day-to-day life without communication. And that's what so many people don't understand, and what so many people don't get is communication is what makes us humans. Like, we communicate with each other online using words, replying to each other's posts, and communicating within email and discussion boards and so on. And we communicate with the lady at Starbucks that is fixing our coffee. We communicate with our coworkers. If you work retail like I do, we communicate with customers, our managers. Um, we communicate not even by using words. We communicate by walking down the road and by smiling at somebody. Communication is just what makes, us humans. We non deliberately communicate every day. And I like how it went over memory. Short-term memory is like remembering something and then forgetting something. A lot of phone numbers are short-term memory, and now that we have devices to put them in our phones and stuff, that we don't remember phone numbers anymore like people used to, because we can just look up somebody's name and call them. Long-term memory is like a lifetime memory, rather it be a formula or something somebody told you one time. You can remember that for a very long period of time, and even a lifetime. And repetition also helps with really increasing your memory. Repeating stuff over and over again until it seals in your brain is really what makes a difference in remembering something. And then it started talking about like attention, and how people that study in the library are very much more capable of making a good grade on a test than somebody that studies with lots of loud music or lots of commotion going on in the world around is not going to make a good enough grade as if they studied in a quiet place, such as the library. And creating mental images in your brain while you're studying or while you're, communicating with somebody is really going to help you in the long run. By remembering that thing and forming a memory saying, like, this is what happened when I was learning this, or this was what was on the paper when I was memorizing this. And perception is information, how we learned it. Maybe you might not remember, like the video said, you like touching the hot burner on the stove, but you remember how much it burned and how much it hurt your hand when you touched the stove and the stove top burned your hand and you had to like go to the hospital or go get burn cream or whatever. And that was a very informative video about communication, and I would have to say that that was my favorite.